All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. More Honcast coming at you now. Reason Gaming versus Nullstone Gaming. Battle of the Gamings here in the 5v5 Cup Finals. Only one of these two teams can walk away the victor. I'm looking forward to seeing which one it's going to be. Along with me is Mini Maggot and Quincy. Mini Maggot, I need your bet right now. Which one of these two teams takes it home?
Why do you have to make such hard questions, Beef? Reason. Just go with my heart, Beef. Go with my heart.
I'm going with your heart. I heard Imby Boy learned how to draft. That's not Flame. That's just a direct quote from somebody within the competitive scene. So far, I mean, Magnus and Puppet Master are pretty good heroes, but on the other side, they let the Swiftblade get through.
Yeah, but I mean, at the same time, though, like he's banning out Ophelia and Parasite, both good targeted bans against Null, so they do utilise both of those heroes incredibly well. More so probably the Parasite than the Ophelia, but still Ophelia, decent ban. I mean, talking of bans, so something that was really standing out to me is that they actually, I mean, Nullstone actually ban out the Behemoth out against Reason Gaming, and at first this would seem very, very strange, but at the same time, Reason Gaming have been picking up Behemoth day in, day out, every single time they play. Nier is the one playing the Behemoth. They play him as a secondary support, and he absolutely dominates with it. And sometimes, I mean, you have to ban out sort of targeted heroes for targeted players because they just do so well on them. You know, back in the day with like BMG, where Super KG would get his Devourer banned out or his Prisoner banned out. Same here, I guess, with Nier and his Behemoth. So that's obviously why we do see Swiftblade slipping through the draft here as a result.
Well, and they're going to add the Glacius and the Kraken, some awesome laning partners, some good team fight partners, but on the other side, we see the Chipper. Earlier on, we saw Fuzzy Sloth playing it for the guys of Nullstone, but Chipper being added with the Puppet and Magnus right here. Really interesting picks, but I'm a little bit concerned. I mean, what are their lanes going to be looking like now?
What, with the Swiftblade and Kraken? Most likely it'll be...
Puppet and Chipper.
Oh, sorry. Okay. Normally we'll see Puppet Master mid because Puppet Master can easily dual mid. But at the same time, we've seen Chipper run Suicide as well. I think Jonathan fan played it back in the day, and we haven't really seen it since, but it still has the ability to do it. But I think we're going to see a dual lane mid Puppet Master, or maybe just run maybe like a solo mid Chipper, Puppet Master in the short lane, and then have Magnus in the Suicide. That's also a potential. But yeah, I'm not 100% sure, unless they want to run some kind of like Chipper short, Puppet Master mid, and then Suicide Magnus. There's a lot of options they really have open to them. The one that I probably would make the most amount of sense is if they run the Suicide Magnus from there. But an Oogie Oogie picked up here as well, so I'm really surprised that actually got through the draft. Though, like Nullstone have been picking Oogie so much recently and have been dominating with it. So, I mean, you said Imby Boy knows how to draft, but you let Oogie go through on the the second picking phase against Nullstone, then Null will just pick it up every single time.
Yeah, I mean, maybe he's learning to draft to his own team's strengths or his own strategies, but he's certainly letting the enemies have pretty much whatever in terms of their draft and whatnot. So always fun to see that one happening, but we'll see. Final pick can be coming out here relatively soon. They're highlighting that Dr. Repulsor. That would give him an extremely strong tricore to be working with, but I feel like that would have to be a jungle Repulsor. Yeah,
exactly, and I really don't like it. Seeing as Reason have picked up aggressive heroes like Chipper, like Luna, like Magnus, they'll either have to run a secondary support or run perhaps a jungle Lord South Forest. We've seen it done before, and it had a lot of strength. But instead, they're going to run a secondary support, which is fine. They've got Oogie and Swiftblade on the board, both of them kind of running as sort of carries in themselves. So both need one support each in that respect, and then most likely just have Kraken in the Suicide lane, perhaps, unless they want to run and keep Suicide, Swiftblade, and then run like some kind of tri lane, perhaps. That's also a potential. And then Electrician picked up. I mean, Reason have been doing this a lot lately as well. Electrician and Behemoth, they're bringing those heroes back. In this game, I think it's decent because obviously the static grip against Oogie is so strong, but obviously they've got Swiftblade, Blade Frenzy, which will have no effect on. And I don't know if Puppet Master will be able to really cut through this sort of tricore from Nullstone already. He's only one Puppet Master, he's only one man, Beef. We'll have to see.
Only one man indeed, but I gotta say, I'm looking forward to Swiftblade, the Glacius, and Empath. The potential of a tri-lane right there is absurd. I'm sure that Quincy's got some stats on those three heroes being in a game together, but I seem to recall them working pretty well as a unit.
Yep. It's like one of the strongest tri-lane combos, probably. Maybe if you substitute Glacius for Rhapsody, perhaps, but that Tricore is just incredibly strong in terms of a tri-lane. And they're going to be running a secondary support Magnus, actually. So picked up first pick, and again, with a hero like Magnus, it has such a great versatility in that you can run it almost anywhere. Short lane, mid lane, suicide lane, and even as a secondary support as well, or even kind of like a jungler, which we've seen Tree do as well. So most likely going to be playing a similar role to when he does on the Behemoth, where he just tries to obviously get the farm up, pick up the blink, and then go from there. But I think a secondary support Behemoth is always more useful than a Magnus, though, because although a portal key on Behemoth is great, like a portal key on Magnus is almost necessity to really be that useful. Whereas like the Fisher is, I think, is a little bit more useful than the Lava Surge, but still a decent hero nonetheless as a secondary support. I'm just wondering how it's going to work in a tri-lane if that's what Reason decide to do. Because the tri-lane for Reason is so much weaker compared to Nullstone's if both teams do decide to do a tri-lane.
Interesting that Quincy posted right there. Sync does actually take 4th place in the event, falling to BMG in the 3rd place match. So it must be really hungover, man. DreamHack just finishing yesterday.
Must be.
Not something that you expect for them to fall outside of the money.
Yeah, but I guess that's what happens when, I know Sync have been maybe practicing a little bit less, and, if you do that, then the top spot is always going to be more contested if that's the case. So they need to buck up their ideas for the following Hontor cycle, without a doubt.
There you go. Always got to keep these teams motivated to get their practice in, because there's a lot of money on the lines in these On-Tour cycles that are going on pretty much each and every weekend. Speaking of those On-Tour cycles, though, Hunter will be back next weekend with Breaky, as well as Mr. Mini Maggot here. Cycle 6 kicking it off, the back end of the season kind of coming in as we're getting closer and closer to the playoffs and then the World Finals.
It's gonna be dope.
It's about damn time.
Anyway, game is back underway, which is decent. We've had a lot of pauses recently, Beef, haven't we?
Yeah, I think it's just me. People love pausing. They know I hate it. They just pause a lot when I'm here.
Sometimes. I'm going to be interesting to see how they're going to lane this, though, because if they do run a defensive tri-lane, I'm pretty sure Nullstone are going to rotate and do a tri-lane, because with like Empath and Swiftblade, like, you have to run a tri-lane, and that's what it does look like they're going to do. I think Reason should definitely try and dodge this, and that's what they're going to do. I don't know, this is where the mind games come in. Like, do Reason want to go aggressive against the tri-lane from Nullstone? I don't think they should. Or are they doing this just sort of dodge the tri-lane because they know Nullstone will do it themselves? And all these sort of mind games really come into effect. But as the way it stands, I believe Reason are going to be coming out ahead because they want to dodge. And at the same time, they're going to be going against the Oogie, who needs his farm, so they can shut down a core hero from Nullstone Gaming, whilst dodging the incredibly strong tri-lane from Nullstone. And Nullstone are really only going to shut down an Electrician, and Electrician with less farm is a lot more impactful than an Oogie with less farm. So already, I'm really liking the sort of lanes of how Reason are going to do it.
I'm just sitting here staring at this Electrician avatar, man. This thing does not look like an Electrician to me.
It's like an emperor, or like a pharaoh.
Yeah, it's like a mummy or something.
Pretty dope.
It's kind of odd. Doesn't seem to really fit for me, but.
And I mean, the way that's laned here now for Reason Gaming, they're in such a decent position, because obviously if the lanes don't rotate up, then obviously they're shutting down the Oogie, and if they do rotate up, then they could potentially actually engage on the tri-lane, because if you rotate like 3 heroes down to the bottom lane this early on, like 135 gold if they do decide to use TPs is such an impactful amount of gold this early on, and if they do want to run down here, then they're going to be so low and so little in terms of experience. So just great lanes come out from Reason. Props to them if they call the lanes.
Really quite smart play right there. The Electrician up top, I mean, he's a pretty tanky guy once he starts to get some levels, and especially when he gets some items. But he really needs those skills. At level 1 here, with just 1 skill point which he has not used yet, he could be susceptible to the Swiftblade, Glacius, and Empath tri-lane. As they're starting to walk up, they'll pound in a couple autos right here. But bottom lane, Oogie's in some trouble. There's the stun coming out from Magnus. The power throw is there. The auto attack should be enough. And see you later, Beaver Banger.
And obviously, Electrician now knows obviously he's going to get into tri-lane without a doubt. And I mean, unless a good wall, they're going in on now though.
Yeah,
the wall has to be there, but what you got.
This is the wall pretty badly, to be honest.
I mean, to be fair, I don't know if that was on sort of the fault of what you got though, but like Glacius and Swiftblade started going in when Empath was nowhere near ready to actually take that engagement. So a little bit of bad coordination as a result, really coming out in Electrician's favour. And Electrician's got like absolutely sick farm. He's actually farming a lot more than the Swiftblade, and he's kind of against 3 other people. So Zane playing out of his mind at the moment, keeping the lane control perfect. And actually, they're supposed to rotating over to the middle lane though. But Chipper, I think, knows what's going down. Positioning himself on the bottom half of the mid screen. So good play all around. Yeah,
Luna's already there, and Magnus is coming in on the backside. Very likely that we're going to see a big clash here in the middle lane. Empath and Glacius kind of getting into the move.
I'd like to see him Rocket up here because
this is going to be a fight. This is going to be a fight right here. Magnus is going to come up behind him as soon as his creep wave starts to push forward a little bit more.
Chipper would be tanking creeps then.
Magnus is actually going to back up.
Yeah, I mean, Chipper would have had to tank creeps there. Been really risky, but in the end, he's gonna back off. But it still comes out in favour of Reason though, because Imberboy can easily 1v1 against Oogie in the meantime, whereas Electrician versus Swiftblade, Electrician will win that 1v1 matchup. So again, man, like Reason are trading so well. They're only micro transactions or macro trades, but even so, Reason coming out ahead every single time.
Yep, looking very good for them, already up by over 1,000 gold, and they're looking to extend that further. Is in the bottom lane. Magnus is going to find a stun, and there comes the Puppet Show out of Puppet Master. The auto attacks will be enough. Yes, they certainly will. Luna's unfortunately going to die. Too many archers and soldiers, but didn't give up the experience.
Yeah, exactly. That's why. And they still keep lane control as well. So again, just decent trade count from Reason, and like Beaver Banger is kind of like Oogie in this game is kind of the only hope for Nullstone Gaming. And yeah, I guess they've got Swiftblade for some kind of late game potential as well, but he's getting dominated up top as well. Like, and they need some kind of rotations to actually help them in this sort of tri lane. But I mean, if Glacius and Empath rotate over now, like they won't be able to win this tri lane because they're too low level. And tri laning with like an Oogie just isn't the same as tri laning with a Swiftblade.
Swiftblade's in a lot of trouble right now. I mean, Electrician just activating that shield, and Swiftblade's not able to step up at all. Yeah. He's got boots. Congratulations, he's got boots. Like, what does he have in terms of sustainability? He's completely out of regen. Yeah. He might actually die right here. No, doesn't want to go for the dive, but
yeah, didn't have the cooldown on energy absorption. But yeah, and honestly, this all goes back to how Reason have blamed this. Like, if they knew they wanted to dodge the rotation from Nullstone, like it was just so well played and such good call count from Imberboy. Like, it clearly does seem that he knows how to draft now, because not only is it the draft, though, it's the strategy that comes with it. Because personally, like, no one draft is good unless you've got a good strategy to go with it, and at the moment, Reason does seem to have a good strategy with it as well. So.
Well, it's kind of an awkward pause time here. I think Swiftblade should be just fine up top. He's got enough for another bottle sip here. Electrician shouldn't be able to run him down, I don't think. In the bottom lane, are they going to be able to set anything up? A level 1 Glacius doesn't really bring a whole lot to the table against a Puppet Master that's already sitting on completed boots. Yeah, I'm just really not sure where you're gonna find some victories here if you're the guys from Nullstone Gaming.
Yeah, I mean, the only way they can perhaps get back into the game is some rotations from Glacius and Empath, but they've just been called out every single time, and they've got some good wards here from Reason as well. They've got a room ward top to protect Electrician from any kind of ganks come out from the rotations from the supports, and the same in the bottom lane as well. And obviously they don't have any kind of smoke ganks, so they can't dodge these wards. So regardless of any rotations from the supports, they're going to get spotted out, and they won't be able to have any kind of impact in this game. And Oogie can't make a rotation because obviously he's not really a playmaker in terms of his hero skill set. Same with Swiftblade, and yeah, I guess Kraken could rotate over, but unless he has a portal key, like, he can't make any early game rotations. Whereas, like, you look on Reason, like Chipper can make an early rotation, so can Electrician, and Magnus and Luna. And talking of Electrician, he does get that kill on Swiftblade as well. So.
Man, I moved the camera. I was confident he wasn't going to go for that, but he ends up doing so. Puppet Master is here in the bottom lane, and they're going to turn it around and get a kill on the Glacius. They might get the Empath as well. Yeah, they will.
And this is what I was saying, like, if their supports did rotate to the bottom lane, like, Reason can contest the tri lane because they're just so far ahead in terms of golden experience already. Like, the supports from Nullstone, Glacius level 1, Empath level 1, Like you compare that to level 2 Luna and level 4 Magnus, like they're just dishing out so much more damage. So, like to be fair, Null are completely screwed, honestly. Unless there's some misplays coming out from Reason Gaming, which I don't think there's gonna be because they've been playing on form so much. Then, yeah, they're gonna be in a really bad position. Kraken could potentially rotate over, but he's so hard to really rotate over unless he has that portal key, and like he's so far away from that, of course, because it's only 5 minutes in. So, yeah, Null are really screwed at the moment.
Yeah, I'm just not quite sure what they do. Double level 1 support still. What are they going to kill? The Chipper, level 6. The Electrician, level 7. The Puppet Master, almost level 6 himself, just picks up a Helm of the Victim here. And so he's going to be going that Helmet Dominator. Give me the Whispering Helm build.
No, so I'm saying nice to the Rockets. Like Chipper's been rocketing as well because he knows like the supports have to make some kind of play, and he knows the only lane he can really gank is himself because they're not going to be able to kill the Electrician because he's already too tanky. And bottom is obviously where the help on supports are. So playing very defensive. So good play coming from Embry. Help on supports are rotating over though.
They are. They should be able to find either this Oogie or the Empath, but they want nothing to do with it. Saying you guys can farm that one small camp, have it. We're not going to feed because they know that as long as they don't make mistakes, they should be in a just fine spot here. But there's a lot of map movement up toward the top side of this map, and Electrician pretty wisely falling back, going all the way back to base to get his regen on. But Puppet Master is going to take this opportunity to pound in a few extra auto attacks and probably put some pressure here on the tower.
I mean, like, what can Legion do though? They can't, I don't know if they can even defend its push. Like, obviously the push is really slow out from Reason because they don't have the Ring of the Teacher, of course. But like, they're not really in any danger because they're just farming so fast, and there's that Whispering Helm, as you said. But yeah, Reason just looking so strong, and until maybe Kraken picks up a portal key, like they don't really have any plays to make, and like if you're relying on like a portal key that is like 2,000 gold away, then it's looking pretty bad. But he's farming decently though, so there's at least some signs of hope here for Null Gaming. But they don't have a comeback mechanic at the moment, which is a little bit worrying for them.
All coming down to the Kraken, huh? 40 and 5 over 300 DPM. That's impressive.
Crazy. Yeah. To be fair, most of those games were played by Sync though, so maybe skewed the stats a little bit perhaps. But yeah, Kraken's still a great hero though, and this is what I mean. They're gonna take the 2-1 tower, but an actually really nice play coming from him though. He picks up the Catman champion, so that actually helped with the push. But as I stated before, the supports from Null Gaming are just so underfarmed that they couldn't even defend that push. Like Reason Gaming now going to take even more map control. They can farm the jungle now, because obviously they've got the Whispering Helm on and Puppet Master, and like, what can they do? Nothing, put simply.
Yeah, I don't know if they could even defend against the Catman champion at this point.
Too strong, man.
Pretty strong.
Oh,
so
Glacius.
Magnus is going to go ahead and spot out the Glacius. Empath is in the area, and there's going to be the stun going off. Power throw is there. Needs about 3 auto attacks. Not going to find it. One big auto from Puppet might be enough. But here comes the Rockets! Oh, close.
I think Reason can take this.
Yeah, Reason can take this.
No, they can't. No, they don't have Electrician. 45, they need to back out.
Magnus stuns on through right here. He is short on mana for the TP, so probably just going to feed right now. But nice Luna stun going to be coming in. Puppet Master in the back, though. This is bad. This is really bad for Puppet. Although,
Electrician's so slow to rotate over.
Yeah, he is. Puppet Master is going to fall, and this was a huge mistake coming out of Reason. They should just let the Magnus die.
Yeah, definitely. Because now they lost the Puppet Master instead. They might be able to get this Swift Blade perhaps though for Electrician. Oh, Electrician doesn't even have Electrician grip though, so he's going to be fine, yeah. But no, you're right. They should have let the Magnus die and just disengaged. Like.
Oh, Chipper's coming over. He wants the Electrician. Rocket, Tartos, missed the third rocket.
He's got the showdown, but can't seem to find it.
The spin.
Nice.
Solid play.
That's nice.
So Fuzzy Sloth makes his way out of that one, but yeah, big mistake there by Reason, and they need to be really a little bit more aware. Magnus with 0 mana, level 5, caused a 5-man rotation. Let him die. Don't give up your
exactly.
puppet.
No, that's the most important thing. They had a 5-man rotation, and if you drop the Magma shit, like, it doesn't really matter. Like he's only got like 200 gold anyway. Like he could buy out on wars, for example, and not really lose any gold. Yeah, obviously you'd give a little bit of gold from Null Gaming, but probably doesn't even cover the cost of the TPs, let alone the missed creep kills when they rotate over and leave their lane. So. Yeah, I think you're right there, but not the biggest of deals. Obviously, they do lose the Puppet Master, but he's still farming ridiculously fast though. Like 460 GPM. And on his way to Assassin's Shroud as well, so expect even more rotations and ganks to happen when that is the case.
They're on the move one more time here. So playing the supports in the jungle.
One thing to point out that this is a really nice lane ward. Not really lane ward per se, but like an enemy jungle ward placed by TPS Price. It's a very deep ward into the Legion jungle, and it's great though because obviously it spots any rotations coming out from the tier 2, but also it's very hard to be countered. As you can see, the Trents did try and counter ward here in the middle, but we're talking to Trents actually.
Yeah, Glacius in a lot of trouble here and will fall. Magnus is taking a ton of damage himself though. Now Electrician's going to be on the way out, but there's 5 here. Kraken gonna be able to get the charge. Nice empath wall. Kraken is gonna be the first to fall. Electrician's just like, I'm a tanky dude. Come at me, bro. I'm a tanky dude. Come at me, bro.
They're so high level, like level 9. Like level 9 over level 6s is just so insane, and as a result, gets away scot-free. Like that man, that electric shield man is just so ridiculously strong. Like he should have died there easily, but that's what you need, levels and electrician. But he's got a lot more than just levels. So level.
The Hellborn have destroyed a Legion tower.
Couldn't catch him in the end, but they're going to take the tower top as well, and actually Luki might be in a little bit of trouble.
He certainly is. Should have gone off. Beautiful wall coming in, except for the earlier one from what you got. No, not even close. Kraken was just charging like a buffoon. I'm like, why is he stunned? He charged into a tower in the base.
But in the meantime, though, it just frees up a lot of space for Imboy up here in the top lane. He can stop pressuring it, and like I said, like until the portal key's up on Kraken, like he's not really in trouble unless there's like an empath rotations from like the side. Like he should be fine. I would actually really like to see them put up like a wall up here on the statue, near the tier 2 tower top. This would like pretty much guarantee Imboy's sort of security though, because they don't have any way of really catching Imboy outside of an empath rotation, which would be spotted with that ward there. But we'll have to see if that's going to be dropped or not. Magnus is going to leech up experience up here in the top lane, and again, like without any kind of catch potential, Null Gaming just aren't scary, which means that Reason can play a lot more aggressive in terms of their farming, and as a result, have a lot more golden experience. Like they're nearly 7,000 gold lead already ahead, and it's because they can farm so aggressively. So nice to play. And here comes the ward. Man, it's like clockwork. I just say it and it happens. Wait, place it. Please place it. No, you just bought a ward and you're not placing it. Please. Make me look smart.
Saluna is just like, I hate Mini Maggot. That guy sucks. I'm not going to make him smart at all.
I literally just said it and oh my god, I'm done. And this is going to do like some kind of pro high ground hill ward on the left, but no. Like, I don't like this wall. The reason being is because like it's daytime at the moment. Like you can easily see up to the tower anyway. Like the only thing that might be in trouble in terms of killing Magmus is a rotation from the side. So I would have preferred it on the statue here, but oh well, no biggie. Wants me to look bad. Nonetheless, though, they're still so far ahead, and look at the golden experience. Like I just said they were about 7,000 gold ahead, and now in about 1 minute they've only gained another 1,000 as well. And because like these two supporters have just not been able to farm because they've been playing so defensively, otherwise they're just going to feed, and it allows Reason to farm a lot more aggressively and farm and utilize the map just a lot more efficiently. They're farming like 4 places at once: top lane, middle lane, ancients, and the jungle. Whereas Nelson are farming like 1 place, which is their own jungle, and as a result, getting out farmed. No surprise, really.
Yeah, not too many surprises going on right here. 4 players in the jungle does make for some pretty poor creep and gold efficiency. But in any case, I think their one hope remains with the Kraken. He's about 300 gold away from that PK. And if he's able to grab the Puppet Master, maybe they can get killed. But it's going to be even more difficult as he just picked up an Assassin's Shroud.
And Embrace DCs, but it looks like it's loading back in the game, so it shouldn't be too much longer. But yeah, with the Assassin's Shroud now and Puppet Master, like expect ganks to happen even more. Like they've got some good wards though coming out from Reason, outside of the top lane ward, which I despise. But outside of that, I've got a nice one mid, and obviously this really aggressive ward in their jungle is very, very nice. So they can easily rotate into the enemy jungle because they've got some good vision and just set up even more kills as well. And the best thing about Chipper as well is like you can engage so far away without sacrificing like any kind of positioning. Like Puppet Master can like go gank solo into the enemy jungle, and then Chipper can still be there to sort of back him up because the range of the rockets is so ridiculous. Like 3,000 range, that's like nearly half of the map away practically.
It's
And
about
so yeah,
damn
it's Chipper
time.
really, really strong in that respect. It's got Blood Chalice here actually, which is kind of interesting. I don't normally see that. I guess just want to make sure that I can always have mana for rockets, I guess, but interesting item build nonetheless.
Rockets are a pretty good spell for Chipper. Speaking of portal keys, Magnus is actually getting kind of close to one of his own. Puppet showing off that shroud by picking up a kill on a Swiftblade in the middle lane. And 196 gold per minute Oogie, 200 gold per minute Swiftblade. Whoa.
It's looking rough, Beef. They're in Shrug City. Oh, portal key though.
There it is.
This is the comeback.
Unfortunately, Electrician finally got that
man.
grip into the rockets.
That
Oh
Electrician-
man, you've got a
But
rocket.
the
in the
synergy
back,
of-
man.
Destroyed a Legion
Like
tower.
the synergy between these, like the Electrician and Chipper, is actually disgusting. That's like an extra, what is it? Nearly 540 damage. Like 180 times 3 is like 540. 540, yeah. So pretty disgusting in that respect.
They are gonna kill the. Oh no, they're not gonna kill the Magnus. All right. He didn't place that the Kraken ultimate perfectly. Didn't get the stun off, and as a result, Magnus just kind of stuns on out of it. He's like, all right.
Yeah, to be honest though, like I thought it was only when the portal key on Kraken would be when, you know, Reason have to play a little bit more careful. But even with the portal key from Kraken, like Magnus can farm like right next to a tier 2 and be safe because just the draft honestly from Null is just a little bit too greedy honestly, and didn't have enough early game rotations and no sort of catch potential or playmakers outside of the Kraken. And he's not really a playmaker per se, more of a team fighter. So, like, you compare that to like a Chipper in that respect, like, or like an Electrician, for example. Just not on the same level.
Would you say that he needs to get on his level?
They do need to get on his level, man. Where is the old Moon Meander gone, man? Like, he's matured. I don't like it.
God,
Sad times.
it's like somebody's telling him to be not an idiot.
I know. I just want him to be an idiot. Like,
Screw that
so-
guy. Screw that guy. That's, you know, holding back Moon Meander.
It's not good. He needs to just get out and troll.
There you go.
Stuff.
All right. So the guys from Reason playing it safe, playing it slow as they typically do. Quite often establish a nice early lead and wait for Imba Boy to get pretty freaking huge before they actually force the situation. In this case, it looks like Imba Boy going for what appears to either be a Hellflower or possibly a Harkin's Blade next item. Either one seems to be okay.
Nah, I'm not a fan of Harkins. I think you should only go Harkins if like the enemy team are stacking armor, and at the moment they're not. Like they have no armor. They don't even have Ring of the Teacher, let alone Assault's Bulwark. So it's gonna be a Hellflower without a doubt. Hellflower is great against Swiftblade as well because you can really initiate him before he can Swift Flashes.
I feel like there was some deja vu in the top lane as Kraken just did the same thing again and Magnus just stunned out again.
And like you see Nolsa, like they're having to play so passive though, like grouping up, sticking by their towers, and as we mentioned before, like they're just getting completely out farmed in all departments. But at the same time, Reason can't really capitalize on this sort of advantage. Like they don't have great pushing potential or great team fight heroes, so they can't just sort of group up and be like, "Hey guys, we've got a 10,000 gold advantage. Let's just take all the tier 2s and take team fights." But it just doesn't work like that because they don't have the heroes like Tempest. They don't have the heroes like Ophelia, for example. So can't just do that. Yeah, I guess obviously they got the Magnus and Chipper that are decent at team fighting, but they have no push, put simply. So they're having to sort of out farming until maybe 20 to 30,000 when they go from there.
Sounds like a pretty reasonable thing to do. We used to call it the Lions strat back in the day before Lions became the godly team that they were, the dominant team of, you know, a year ago. You go back 2.5 years and talk about Lions. When they just kind of popped on the scene, I remember one particular game where they waited until they had 3 cheeses and an Aegis before they breached high ground.
Right. That's passive. That's like super safe.
Yeah, and then they learned how to be lions.
And then they just went YOLO, and talking of YOLO, TPS process. We're trying to ward, but like,
Yeah,
you don't want to be doing that.
I mean, I appreciate
Like,
I appreciate that he put down the counter ward first. That's the right move. You got to counter there first before you actually ward across the river. But
at the same time, it's like they're all off the map. Like,
yeah,
where else are
but
they
that
gonna
was
be?
suicidal.
That was super suicide. Like, he doesn't even have any spec in deja vu, so he can't even deja vu out of there. Like, he just goes up high ground without seeing like where any of them are. Just walk up to the high ground, like, oh, hi guys, just dies.
Yeah.
No surprise there. The usual TPS process fee, but
TPS Price is
decent.
a good player.
yeah,
He's a good player, but he has a tendency to be very poor in feed.
What? He doesn't take anyone's hatchets anymore. Makes me sad.
Yeah, that used to be the TPS Priceless build, man.
Yeah, he doesn't do it anymore.
Strider's
It makes me
hatchet
sad.
an hour into the game.
Yeah, he doesn't do it anymore. It makes me sad. But, got a nice ward off there though, actually, and he's blocking the ancients. So, again, just it seems to be that the call from Imberboy is just restrict the farm from Nullstone, and we've got this. 30 minutes into the game, once Puppet picks up a Shrunken and Hellflower, and they pick up items to actually take Congo, because they can't take Congo. They have like a terrible Congo taking team as well. So, all they really have to do is just sort of do what they're doing, and not feed put simply, because they're just going to simply out farm them. And the longer this goes on, the more gold experience they get, and the worse position really Nullstone are in. Yeah, obviously Nullstone got the Portal Key and the Energize now on Swiftplay, but it's just not going to be enough, put simply.
And there's a little bit of a fight here at the bottom. Rune Kraken is going to be able to pick up the haste. Nope! Magnus going to go ahead and snag that one. Aluna, the first casualty here. Puppet Master's coming. Puppet Master's there. And Pat's dead. Gets the crit on the Kraken as well. And Magnus, with this haste, should be able to run down at least one more, if not two. I'd like to see him at least Glacius and go for another, but does not. They should be able to convert this into a tier 2 mid.
Yep. Yeah, they can only take towers if they take team fights to tower range. And as you saw there, they took a team fight. That's pretty exactly what Reason were already waiting for. Because they couldn't push, obviously, because they don't have the push. They can only take team fights when... Oh, sorry, they can only push after like a one team fight. That's what they're going to do now. Nullstone, of course, they can't defend with Glacius, Kraken dead. They won't be able to go high ground though, so at least there's something beneficial for Nullstone. But even more map control now with tier 2 tagging mid. They have access to the Ancients now as well, so even more farm potential they could have. And with this nice ward actually here from TPS Prices, they can actually farm this Ancients very, very easily. So,
yeah, I really like
Shrug
that
City
ward.
for Nullstone. Yeah, it's really good. So,
One of my favorite ward spots, absolutely, for sure. And the guys here from Nullstone just, once again, don't really seem to have much of an answer. Continuing to pick up the farm where they can, but Oogie, I mean, he's not even close to something like an Icon of a Goddess, man. He's sitting on just that glowstone.
but even when he gets like an Icon, they're like, that's not going to do much. Like, Icon's real of a snowballing item, and he's not snowballing at all. He's like 270 GPM, which is okay, but compare that to Puppet Master, it's just not the same. And talking of Puppet Master though, bottom lane.
Will they go for him? The grip could have connected right there, but a little bit too afraid to follow up, and it was probably a good idea to cancel that. We're 4 there, almost 5.
They could probably start doing Conga now if they wanted to. They've obviously got Hellflower now on Puppet Master, so a bit more damage, and obviously the Whispering Helm. Plus, like, Electric can easily tank it though. He's got Icon himself, plus the armor boots. So if they wanted to do it, they could do it. And well, again, just like Clockwork Beef, they just come over and do it. It's beautiful.
Smart, man. Something that Han teams generally pretty good at is resource control and knowing how to starve their opponents out. And the guys here from Reason Gaming, I would say that they're very, very similar. Like they're like a more farm-oriented version of the old Lions, and they've got very good resource control for sure.
But one thing is quite interesting to note though, actually, is that Reason Gaming, they very, 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 very rarely pick up junglers, sort of similar to the Tree, sort of Willowkeeper actually. I won't go too much into it. Swiftplay might be in a little bit of trouble here, bottom lane.
Probably going to get the courier.
Oh, come on, they must see that Antler healer. Yeah, as I say. Yes, Embro spotted it. Swiftplay should be fine, perhaps? Yeah, it should be fine.
Yeah, that Tartos is just a little bit too late. Doing the
Korea,
scouting
Korea,
rockets.
Korea, Korea.
Yeah, that was just poor control.
Yeah. Oh dear, boys.
Where's the new courier, man?
Yeah, I was gonna say like they've got a plain courier over here for a reason, which is like kind of embarrassing. Like, Null has some badass courier, and this reason is like really bad. They're gonna start pushing up here. They've got Token now, obviously on Puppet Master as well, and he's closing on that Shrunken Head. And Nullstone, like, to be fair, this game was already over like 12 minutes, and now it's just sort of putting the nail in the coffin, pushing in. Yeah, Nullstone might be able to win this. But one thing I was going to say though before that team fight sort of ensued is that Reason they never ever pick up jump heals, and like with the new patch coming up as well, I think Reason are a great team, but with their sort of support patch, like I think they might be even in a better position because they play all sort of secondary supports, and they have kind of maybe a little bit more practice than other teams in that respect, because I think with the new support patch that we'll see a lot more secondary supports, and that can only benefit Reason Gaming. So who knows, man? Reason Gaming could be a potential first or second team. Who knows? Seen with Sync doing not very well. Who knows, man? Who knows?
I think you might be right. All eyes on this Kraken right here as he's looking to move forward. Does charge the Puppet Master back up right here. Will not drop the ultimate. Wants to save it, but Magma's going to get his ultimate off. Kraken does drop his ult just before he falls. Glacial Downpour there. Trying to stop Electrician, but he gives no shits. No shits given.
So
Puppet Master going ham right here. Oogie is going to fall. It's just his buyback here onto Swiftblade, and Swift Slash is going to be going out onto Chipper, but is that enough? Nope. Buyback coming in on Oogie as they get on this melee ranks, and GGs are coming out 25 minutes in. The guys here from Reason Gaming showing that they are a force to be reckoned with. And, man, they play like that in game 2, we're in for a fast finals.
Yeah, I have to admit. I mean, just going back to the game though, like the draft is, I think, honestly, where Nullstone just really did slip up. The draft and the early laning phase, I talked about it a little bit at the start of the game, but